you can see we now have a way to set kind of different questions to ask ChatGPT. We can also set different stocks, okay, for which we are interested to retrieve data from ChatGPT. So how about we ask ChatGPT to retrieve data for a list of stocks, okay? This is something we have done before using the customer function. Again, we can use the same idea here. So to do that, so let's go to this Home tab and let's have first set up a list of stocks. So go to the Enter Data, and we can say, okay, Tesla. Tesla, ExxonMobil, Costco, American Airlines. All right, so 5 stocks, and we'll name this. I'll just name it stock symbol list. Okay, symbol list. All right, then I'm going to actually use this symbol list and invoke a customer function. All right, so this is the customer function I'm going to try to invoke. But before I invoke it, well, currently this is not a customer function yet. It's just a query with parameters. Okay, to make it a custom function, you need to make some further changes. So let's do that. Go to again Home tab, Advanced Editor. So for now, this stock symbol is being used as parameter. However, I'm going to use it as a list of parameters here. Okay, so I'm going to introduce this stock symbol as a kind of a input into this M code, and this input is actually retrieved from a list, and that list is from this outside table called symbol list. Okay, so I'm going to call stock symbol as text, include this into a pair of parentheses, and then type equal and greater than. Okay, so this line of code basically introduce this additional input or argument for this following M code. It's called stock symbol, and this stock symbol is part of this M code. Okay, and the value for this stock symbol is going to be provided by outside list, which we already construct here. Okay, so now just click done. All right, now you can see this query1 now becomes a customer function. This fx sign is kind of an indication that now this query becomes custom function. You can rename it. Instead of call it query1, let's call it GPT. Okay, fx GPT. Okay, doesn't matter. So now we can call this customer function using this list. So click on this list and go to add column, invoke customer function. And the function query is going to be this fx GPT. All right. And the stock symbol input for this customer function is coming from this column 1. Okay, column 1 in this list. Okay, so let's click on OK. Basically, this list of stocks is going to be supplied to that M code one at a time, and for each of those stock symbol, Power BI is going to connect with ChatGPT's API and retrieve information regarding that stock, basically asking ChatGPT to find the major events for that stock. All right, here we go. The result is returned. We have major events for Tesla, major events for ExxonMobil, for Costco, for American Airlines, for Apple. Okay, of course, ChatGPT is not perfect, so there might be some, problematic answers. For example, for Costco, ChatGPT cannot find any major events in those 2 years. Okay, you may also want to check whether those events are kind of made up events or real events. Okay, anyway, ChatGPT is powerful but still kind of have flaws, so we have to be careful sometimes. So after this, you can just maybe rename this column 1 as symbol. Okay, and instead of call this table symbol list, you probably want to call it symbol list underscore GPT output. Okay, so basically a combination of the symbol list and any kind of output or answers you get from GPT with your question. If you don't want to ask about the major events, for example, you can ask for, say, list major shareholders in year 2019 for different stocks. Okay, you change the question, you ask ChatGPT. Let's see how this is gonna respond. Again, click on this query. It's gonna again refresh, ask a different question, and try to get answer. Well, for this, apparently ChatGPT cannot find answer. I'm sorry, I cannot provide real-time past shareholder information. Okay, so that's probably not good question. So let's ask, say, ask the major lawsuits in 2019. Okay, let's see what comes back. Well, take a little bit time. Okay, now the answer is back. Okay, we can see there's well, for those 3 firms, I guess ChatGPT cannot find any major lawsuits, but for Apple and Tesla, there's major lawsuits in 2019 listed here. Okay, so that's a pretty powerful tool to leverage ChatGPT and get data easily, and also put into this Power BI, and you can construct other data tables and even views.